Hi, welcome to intra-mind communication, or more simply said, the communication that goes on between the two parts of your mind, all the time. First, let's talk about how to recognize when the subconscious is communicating to you. Subconscious communication can be, and usually is, indirect. Metaphors and symbols are one of the indirect ways your subconscious reveals itself. I'm sure you recognize these common symbols, and my logo is a metaphor that represents breaking free from the inner chains that hold you bound. But if a little green monster were to show up, that may seem a little weird. However, if you understand that metaphors and symbols are a typical way the subconscious mind communicates, then it doesn't seem so odd. In the subconscious mind, weird is normal. This little green monster could represent suppressed anger, a monstrous problem you've been suppressing, or whatever. So just let it be whatever it is without judgment. Along with metaphors and symbols, your subconscious also communicates with your five senses. What you see in your mind, what you hear in your mind, what you feel, and that includes emotional feelings such as sad, mad, and glad, and tactile feelings such as temperature, texture, and touch. That also includes taste and smells that you perceive in your mind. Subconscious communication can also be sensations experienced in your mind, emotions, or body. Mind responses can be like mental images or memories, nightmares. Emotional responses can be like feelings or impressions. Body sensations can be like a heavy weight in the shoulders or tightness in the stomach or somewhere in the body, something like that. Here's some examples. This first man's symptom is out of control anger. When asked to focus on where he feels the anger, he notices it located in his gut. When the facilitator asks, if you could see, hear, touch, taste, or smell that anger, what would you notice? After some introspection, the client reports, in my mind's eye, the anger appears as a flaming red ball that feels hot and smells acidic. The second man might say his symptom of depression is like a heavy, cold cloud hanging over his head that makes him feel sad. Well, there you go. The subconscious mind of these two men has just revealed indirectly where the subconscious stores the anger and the depression. Now you're ready to introduce your higher power to these emotions so they can be healed. Here are some more of the positive revelations that can come from your subconscious mind. Inspiration, creativity, conscience, intuition, and spiritual manifestations from your higher self or from God. What I'm calling the higher self is that part of you that intuitively knows how to heal a skin wound or a broken bone, keeps your heart beating and lungs breathing when you're asleep at night, and knows how to create another human being. Your higher self is so smart that it gives really good advice and can be your problem solver if you're in tune and if you allow yourself to pick up on its messages and act on them. The conscious mind can most effectively pick up on subconscious communication when it's open, passive, noticing or aware, listening, and receptive. When the conscious mind is tuned in, it can learn a lot from the intuitive cues, feedback, higher self, and God that are all accessed in your subconscious mind. Conclusion. Subconscious communications are often indirect and tricky to pin down, but with training and introspection, you can learn to identify them, pick up on what they're trying to tell you, and make choices and changes accordingly. Next, let's talk about how the conscious mind communicates best with your subconscious mind. So following, I'm going to give you a recipe that will help you communicate in the most effective way so your subconscious can produce for you what you want instead of what you don't want. Step number 1. Using one or more of your five senses, imagine as if you already are the person you want to be. You have what you want to have, and you have accomplished what you want. Because your subconscious mind is an obedient servant to the thoughts of the conscious mind and doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy, Whatever your conscious mind imagines as truth become direct thought orders to your subconscious mind, and it will go about creating whatever you imagine to the extent that it can. Step number 2. Select word choices that create positive sensory messages like, I am happy and I am free, rather than I'm not sad or I'm not stuck. And here's why. Your subconscious picks up better on sensory-based words than on words that are just words like not. Here's an example. If I were to tell you, do not think of a purple cow, what's the picture that just came to your mind? Yeah, a purple cow. And yet I told you not to think of one. Well, that is because not is just a word. The subconscious picks up on sensory-rich words like purple and cow much better. Here's how it works in real life. When mom is telling the girls, don't fight, their subconscious minds probably aren't catching the word don't because it's just a word. But the sensory loaded word fight, along with mom's tone of voice and reactions, may spur the girls into doing exactly what mom doesn't want. So, how do you give better instructions? It's easy. Use words that give sensory-loaded instructions of what you want them to do. Let's all get along. Play nice. Touch soft. Notice the tone of my voice actually adds another sensory clue. And if I were to demonstrate what soft touch feels like, that would be another one. Your subconscious considers all time as now. So imagine as if you already are or have already accomplished your desired results long before you have them, such as I am now happy, rather than I want to be happy or I hope I can be happy or I'm going to be happy someday, which all connotate future tense, which the subconscious mind doesn't understand so well. Using this recipe, your subconscious has clear instructions of what you want it to create now. So here is the recipe in a nutshell. Imagine with one or more of your senses your desired outcome as if you already have it. Number 2, positive words and thoughts. Be nice, touch soft, do good, and things like that. Number 3, perceive all time as now. I am, I have, it is. Even if conscientiously you know it hasn't happened yet. This recipe is not only required in an SRT session, but should be applied in all of your daily thinking habits. This will create the best results your subconscious can produce for you. What you imagine about each life event creates the blueprint, and your subconscious mind is the builder. You have no control over many things in this life, but you do have control over how you choose to think and the perceptions you choose to place on each life event. So here's how we make this knowledge work in an SRT session. The conscious mind has to be passive to observe what's going on in the subconscious mind. So to ensure that your mind stays passive, we need a facilitator to do the thinking and analyzing for you. And in this case, it's going to be me. So here's how it works. Your facilitator will suggest to your conscious mind what to imagine. You imagine what is suggested, which causes the subconscious to react in some way, and you're going to take note of that. Then you report to the facilitator what you noticed happening. If nothing happens, you report that as well. What you don't do is try to figure it out, or the conscious mind will become dominant and snuff out your delicate subconscious signals. So simply notice what happens or what doesn't happen and report it to the facilitator. Then I will do the analyzing and will instruct you what to imagine next. You imagine what I suggest, notice the response from the subconscious mind, and report it back to me. And that's how it works in an SRT session, just that simple. So, if you're ready to make positive improvements in your conscious mind, use the recipe in your everyday thinking and in your SRT session. And to change your subconscious mind, use subconscious repairing therapy. This is the best way to change your mind, folks, right here. For a free consultation, you can email 123@findingthehealer.com, or if you would like to, just simply check out this website for more information, findingthehealer.com. Results vary and none can be guaranteed, but most who have experienced SRT report really good results and in a short amount of time. If results are slow or sluggish, your mind may have built defense mechanisms around sensitive issues, and we have to address those. So video number 4 addresses defense mechanisms, why recreate them, and how to gently free yourself from them by using SRT. So I hope you will join me for video 4, and I hope that you have already decided that you are going to experience SRT, because I think you're going to love it and what it can do for you. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.